I Respectfully Disagree podcast, man. Back with a quick episode. Avery pulled up on me real quick.
Quick one, yeah. Right around the corner,
Put in a request for a shirt, so he had to come pick it up. Why not?
Oh, yeah. Shirt's dope, by the way. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I actually need one of them myself.
Yeah, shirt's dope. That's, oh, man. And I'll make sure when I go on the trip, and I'll make sure I tag you in the picture I take with it, with the shoes and stuff, because the shirt, the colorway is dope. So I'm
gonna have to post that here on the video so y'all can see that. I like it. You was like, you got anything peach? I was like, peach. And I was like, here, we can look into it. We can figure it out. And it came out great.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So for those that shirts and stuff are still available, feel free to reach out. We'll get that done for you. Today, man, real quick, man. Internet's in a frenzy. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. And it's the submarine. People that's trapped down in the Atlantic. It's a very unfortunate situation. The crazy thing is, I read about it when they was getting ready to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, they paying to go see the Titanic. I hadn't seen the craft or anything that they were doing, didn't know any ins and outs of.
It just did not sound right.
It was just a headline, a group of people, blah, 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 blah. I was like, man, what in the world? I didn't know how much they paid to do it, nothing. So then.
It's crazy.
What was it? Sunday is when they went?
Sunday is when they started to make that trek down there. And then
by what? Monday afternoon-ish?
That's when they started getting reports that it was lost. Like, it was not like lost at sea, but they lost contact.
So at that point, I was like, dang. So I started showing answers. I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, bro, like, I can't even imagine. Like, at one point, you had that heartfelt moment. Like, dang. And then here we are, today's Wednesday.
2 days.
And now the internet has grabbed it, consumed it, and spit it back out in terms of, like, now people are making a mockery of it. So today's topic is like, are we really that out of touch as a society in terms of, like, we do not take anything serious anymore at this point?
There used to be a meme, Jordan crying
face, yeah.
And they said that, like, it could be an asteroid coming, and someone have a picture, and they put a picture of the Jordan crying meme as Earth. Like, and I think a lot of that it's more of a response that we have. It's just we understand that this is a tragic experience. We do. We all know that, but it's just like a response that we have. I mean, laughing through people's pain, laughing through our pain. You see it where what was that guy's name? Kevin Hart. He had a whole thing, laugh at my pain. And that's just. And I don't want to just say that's something that black people do. I mean, people in general. That's just it's a coping mechanism for them. And,
right.
And now I will say that it has gone a little out of control, a little overboard.
Like, it has went completely haywire.
And we're all to blame with that, because we could easily just look at something and just ignore it. But I'll tell you right now, if I see something that I know is funny, I'm going to send it to you.
I'm guilty, bro.
I'm going to send it to you.
That is why I reached out to you. I was like, all right, I know he's coming to pick up the shirt. I was like, this will be the perfect opportunity, because I'm guilty. Like, I wouldn't dare post it where the whole world can see. I inboxed it to certain people.
Yeah, because he's like, man, I don't want the whole world thinking I'm like this. But then when I started seeing other people getting these jokes, I'm like, you know what?
And I'm just like, bro, like,
let me get a couple off.
Are people really like this? Like, no filter, no concern, no compassion, no empathy, no nothing.
It's I will say this, because I've seen this happening, because I'm on Twitter a lot more than I'm on Facebook. Because Twitter gets information a lot faster. But Twitter's also on a whole nother level with it. And they were day of. It wasn't 20 minutes. Because they were talking about he went down there with the Logitech controller. And then day of, they said, "Oh damn, his controller went dead." I mean,
but you know,
they
like,
saw the memes with why did he go down there with a PlayStation 2 controller?
And that's what caught me because I saw somebody commenting on your post and they said something about the PlayStation controller or whatever. I'm like, man, what are they talking about? So then I saw the video of them describing the
sub itself and how everything was created. And it was a nightmare.
And you started scratching your head and you like, wait a minute. Like, no, I see why they're talking about these controllers because they legit posted like he's holding a controller and this and that. And I'm like, for anybody that's claustrophobic, it's like, there's no way that I'm finna get into that and go miles down into the ocean.
It's crazy. You think that these individuals who are the uber wealthy, ultra rich, but they don't have, I feel like a lot of these rich people don't have common sense because this is something you wouldn't do. You would think you shouldn't do, but I mean, it's like, why would you go 2.5, almost 3 miles down below the ocean to go see the Titanic? The Titanic came out in 97. You could see it on film. Why do you need to see it up close? What is the purpose? You know, and if you have all this money, why are you spending? You should know right then and there that this is not safe. This man has a PlayStation 2 Logitech controller. He is explaining that he went to a hobby store.
Man, when I saw that, bro, I was just like, wait a minute.
He's piecing this thing together from different. Where's his welding degree? Where's his? It was just insane to see the backstory on it.
So I guess another question that I got is like, is this a case where it's like, when you heard the little phrase, man, you got more money than you could ever spend, to where it's just like, you know what? Who cares? I'm gonna do it because I read where one of the people in there was one of the people that went into space or whatever.
Yeah, he literally just came back from space and. That seems scary to me too, like just going into space. But you have that adventurous personality. You want to tackle and conquer things that normal people can't do. That's why people climb like Mount Everest. It's people who have money really climb Mount Everest. They can say, I did something that you can't afford to do. I went down 25. Was it 2,000? It's like, I know it's 2 miles. Excuse me, it's 2 miles below the sea level.
13,000 feet.
Yeah, 13,000 feet, 2 miles below the sea level. And not everyone can say that. James Cameron did that. James Cameron is a director. He made Terminator. He did Alien. He's Avatar. James Cameron. He's the person who did all those movies, and he created a vessel, or he had his team create a vessel, and he actually explored that deep. That's 1 in a million.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he trained for this. They got people. I couldn't trust this guy. I wouldn't trust this guy to build me a log cabin the way everything was set up, let alone. And then they said they bolted in, like they're bolted inside. There's no door. There's no handle.
And that's where I was getting to. I was waiting for you to finish because I'm saying to myself, I'm like, bro, it's been 20 years since I've been out of school. Shout out to the class of 03. It's our 20-year high school reunion coming up. Shout out to class of 03. Okay. But I'm saying to myself, I'm like, bro, I'm almost 100% sure that I recall at some point in class, whether it was high school, college, elementary, whatever, we discussed how the further down you go, all the pressure, all the everything. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, based on how they described how this thing was put together, it was almost like a scrap. Like, I'm just going to grab this, I'm going to grab that. Like, it's not even all the same materials. You really don't know how it's going to react the further down you go.
Exactly.
So that was a risk off the jump. And that's why I made the post earlier, and I was like, is this a situation where society is kind of like, well, they knew what they were signing up for, so I'm not going to be that person that has this soft spot for oh my God, they're trapped, they're this and that. Like I've seen so many people like, oh my God, my heart pours out, I'm heartbroken, that's so sad. But then on the flip side, I've seen people just letting the memes fly. And it's like,
I'm a little bit of both, because I do feel it is very tragic. But you got to think, they have family that are seeing this, and not stepsons, but they got they got families who are watching this, and they're seeing that they're like it's. I'm not saying it's utterly hopeless, but listening to like what the Coast Guard said, listening to the reports, it's almost impossible to mount a successful rescue in the time that they need with everything that's going on. They're running out of air. The fact that they're over 13,000 feet below the sea surface, and it's going to take them a while to even find them. And then once they find them,
you
bring them back
up.
Everything. And bringing them back up, it's just going to be just as difficult as bringing them back, because you got to think that pressure. So I forgot that it's atmospheric pressure that we're talking about, and the atmospheric pressure is at a different level here where we're at compared to down there. It is so much more stronger.
Absolutely.
And if you don't go up at a proper rate, you can rapidly decompress and explode. I was watching, I forgot the name of it. It was they were drilling out on the sea, and I think it was called the Byford Dolphin drill incident, or incident. It was a diving incident. And what happened was, they have these little areas for the divers below the sea surface where they go diving and things like that to search for, for places to drill and stuff. And they have them go up to the little chute, and they have them sit and let the atmospheric pressure take them back to normal. Well, they didn't make the proper latch, and it opened up, and they receive the atmospheric pressure and instantly like decompressed, and they just exploded. Like that's just how much pressure that it is on them. So you have these people down there. They're at a good, like I said, 2,500 times the normal where we're at right now, sitting atmospheric pressure. Just it's beating on them. You have them in a tin can, basically,
and it like a beer can.
Exactly. You got a life size 211 that they sitting in right now. You got 5 people. They're breathing in air, but they're running out of air, and they're breathing in. Now they're breathing in carbon dioxide. So I don't know if you ever seen that movie Apollo 13. So in Apollo 13. They were having issues with breathing the air, and they were only bringing in carbon dioxide. Had them starting to act funny. They were getting angry. They were getting frustrated. They were making mistakes because their brain was not receiving their proper oxygen, and that's what's happening. And people start to throw up. People start to eat all these type of things. They hear them beating on the. They hear with sounds like it sounds like they're knocking. I mean, yeah, that could be it. Or that could be bodies just rattling around in that tin can. It could be anything. It's a sad situation, it really is. But people are going to get those jokes off, and
it's just wild, bro. Because it's like I don't even want to picture it, but for some strange reason, it's like your mind takes you there, and I'm like, the only thing that I can think of is, and shout out to my cousin Chuck. Nope, he wasn't with us that day. Shout out to Dub. And my old manager, Austin, back at home. My local grocery store had one of them old school rotisserie ovens, the grocery store.
Okay.
And he wanted it out. So my manager was like, oh, we can take care of that, da-da-da-da. So they was like, we'll pay y'all overtime to help. So the more we got to messing around with it, we realized that it was built from the inside out. So there were no bolts or anything on the outside of the oven for us to even start taking it apart. Mm-hmm. So we took a sledgehammer, like we're beating at it, wouldn't budge, wouldn't do nothing. Went and got a saw. Like we went through so many blades trying to get through it till finally we got a little crack in it. And then we just started pulling and ripping at it. And it got so bad to where the owner of the store finally had to hire somebody to come and clean up the mess that we made because it was so much like it even had a whole layer of asbestos and all of that.
Oh, wow.
And like, dude, we were itching, rashy. Like, so I'm saying to myself, for a device that's bolted and you can't get out, like that in its own self has to be a scary feeling. You're trapped in something, and the only way you can get out of here is if you actually surface to the top and there's somebody waiting to rescue you
with the right equipment. And it's scary. I will say this. I know we it's a tragic situation. I know I've joked about it a little bit, but there is a 19-year-old kid on. I do feel bad for him because it's like you have all these adults and you have this. He had his whole life ahead of him. So I get that. That part really does suck. How I look at what's going on, what's happening is like a can of biscuits, basically. You know how a can of biscuits are. And I'm thinking to myself, when you put so much pressure onto it, it expands and explodes. And I'm thinking that's, if it hasn't happened, it's probably going to happen at some point. All that pressure is going to have them. And I hate to be like that, but
it's
this
crazy.
is more. It's just starting to sound more like a recovery than a rescue. If we're talking about it, they're not finding these people.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like if the Coast Guard says we don't have the equipment, that right there is all the red flag that I need. And it's like I told you earlier, it's like, okay, my family and I, we're getting ready to go on vacation. Did you see the Carnival Cruise Line a couple of weeks ago?
With the kid jumped off?
No. I saw that one with the storm. The captain went through the storm. And the waves and stuff was knocking out the glass.
Yes.
And I'm looking at this on TikTok, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to go nowhere near. I was like, it's already paid for. I was like, I'm sitting there saying to myself, I was like, I'm terrified at this point. I've already been on a cruise before. So I was like, okay, cool. But when I saw that, I'm like, dang. Then I saw the kid that jumped off.
And we don't know if he got eaten by a shark or if he got the current was just so strong or like he just did not survive. I think, and this is taking off on the deep end, but this is just how I feel, and I'm obviously different than most people, but the Earth is fighting back. Like, I really think that, and I say that with in mind to what's everything that's going on in the ocean. You got orcas attacking boats. I
saw that.
You have these orcas attacking boats, and they're not just attacking one. They are strategic in how they attack the boats. They are relentless in attacking these boats because they're not stopping. You have sharks attacking film crews.
Oh, you talking about film? I thought it's the one where the shark towed it like.
Yeah, but I was like, hey, the shark hit that clear boat. There was another one. A shark attacked a Netflix documentary film crew. So it's like you got all these animals together and in the sea, and they fighting back. Now it ain't Aquaman, but it's something is going on. And I mean, I'm not saying that climate change and all this stuff, but I don't know. I guess I watch Avatar too much, and AWA is fine. I think of things like that. I'm thinking, man, this is.
But you know what?
This is crazy to see. And this is another thing in the ocean that's happened that's just makes you think, like, you know what? I think I'm gonna stay away from deep water for right now. I'll go to a pool, maybe a hot tub. I might even do a lake. But
like, I ain't doing none of that, man. I got a pool and I don't even get in it.
I might put my legs, my ankles. I might go ankle deep in the ocean. That's it. And I'm going to the Virgin Islands next week, and I'm worried.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I was one of them people where even though I can't swim, I would go out into the water till it's up to my chest. After a while, a couple waves come through, make me rock a little. I was like, all right, it's time to go back.
Yeah, it ain't built for that.
But it's like, I've always told myself, now that I've met my wife, I've married into y'all family, everybody's adventurous, everybody goes on vacation. These are things that I've never been accustomed to. I've never taken a family vacation prior to me meeting my wife. And it's like, I don't want to be that person every time we go somewhere that's fear factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm not doing it. It's so many things that my wife and them want to do, but because of me, they feel like they can't. So I'm just like, here, let's go on a cruise. So that was the first time, and I was like, oh, man, this ain't bad. But it's like, bro, it's too much going on, man. And I'm like, I can't even imagine that.
Yeah. But back to your main point, I think that, and maybe it's, I don't know how other cultures are. Maybe it is something that it happens. Maybe society in America, but yeah, we don't take too many things serious, man.
Nothing, bro.
But I get it, I do. But you got to think when January 6th was happening. When January 6th was happening, we know that was a dark day. Like, we were still getting jokes off. I mean, it does not matter what. I would hate to be around. I would hate to be on social media doing like a terrorist event, like 9/11 or something, because people are going to just do. They do it right now.
That's
we
what I'm
see
saying.
it
like,
right
even
now.
That,
it's been 20-something years, and you still see 9/11 jokes and stuff like that, and stuff like that. I really can't laugh at, but people are just going to dark humor. Mm-hmm. That's how they are, and this is just another example of someone's dark humor.
But you know what? I'm glad you said it. I ain't going to get too far off track. I said it's going to be a short episode, 15, 20 minutes or whatever. But it's like the female basketball player from LSU, the one that raps, when she did the bar about the Twin Towers. She was like, I'm blowing smoke, riding in the 9/11, blah, blah, blah. Like, everybody was offended by that to the point to where they had to issue an apology, blah, 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 blah. But it's like something along this magnitude that's currently happening. It's current. And the whole world is like going in, and it's nothing but a green light. And it's like here and there people are like, hey man, pump your brakes, bro. That's not funny.
But overall.
But it's like everybody just letting them fly. Now, you said you feel like the world is fighting back. I'm getting ready to lose some people maybe. I don't want to go full throttle biblical because I've never read the Bible front to back or things like that. But situations like this make me think about the story where people were building things trying to get to God. And because of that, the consequences they're saying in the Bible is that's how the different languages were established, because too many people were trying to build these stairways to heaven and things like that. So when I hear about people opening up these explorations to space, let's dive deep down into the oceans and things like that. Like, you have a situation where now man is trying to see how far their imagination can take them. And it's like, are you really supposed to do these? Like, that's not meant for human capability.
I think that but I mean, there's a lot of stuff I guess if you 100 years, 200 years ago was probably considered wasn't meant for human capabilities. Like, humans weren't meant to fly, but yet we're on planes and things like that. I mean, I get that, but I will say that technology has really enabled us and has also possibly put us in a situation where we could be, we have the tools for our own destruction. Because you have to think, and this is clearly off topic here, but like the atom bomb, for example, like we created something that was so powerful that we could, destroy the entire world if we ever chose to do so.
Right.
Hell, AI technology. I mean, that's hot right now. Chat GPT and all this stuff. We actually have AI calls, and just how to use AI and things like that. And you've seen enough movies to know, like, that's, if in the wrong hands, AI could destroy us all. So, but
it's just like I said,
I get exactly what you're saying.
It's just food for thought. It's just, I understand, not everybody is religious and things like that, but it's like, these are some of the things that just come to mind. I'm like, bro, like,
are we getting too close to the.
It ain't even about being too close. It's like the imagination. You sitting here, man, I want to go to the stars. Guess what? I'm a billionaire. I'm going to pay somebody to take me to the stars. I'm going to try to get as close as I can to the stars. Like, what is in a person to where they're just sitting at the crib and they're like, you know what? I want to go see the Titanic. Like, literally. Like, I want to see how far down I can go. And I'm willing to pay whatever it is I got to pay. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, is it a case of too much money, boredom, like you're saying, technology and things, the mind you can dream of whatever it is. And if you put your mind to, I'm going to build a device that's going to take me to the Titanic.
But is the physics right? And clearly in this case, it's not. But I mean, we've seen enough billionaires in our life to know that, they want to do stuff that is totally different from what normal individuals, and they feel like they got enough money, they can do whatever. And okay, but you see the consequences. When billionaires decide to do all these things, they want to go see the stars and go down to the deepest levels of the earth and explore. There's going to be consequences. Mother Nature and science, you can't beat that. You can't outspin them. It's one of those things where it's impossible to.
And that's what I'm saying. That I'm done after this. It's like, bro, I done watched enough Discovery Channel to understand from my couch that there are so many things in the ocean that have yet to be discovered because of how far down the ocean goes.
So I have a question for you. What's more scarier? Exploring the ocean or exploring space?
I'm going to say the ocean.
Really?
Off top.
Really? The ocean?
You just heard me say I can't swim.
Yeah, well,
I done almost drowned in my backyard. Man.
Like, how deep is your pool back here?
It goes 7 feet.
And you almost drowned?
I'm 5'11" on a good day.
So, but you got tap. You can jump.
There's no, and that's why look, we was just talking about that the other day, and I know we all the way off track. It's like telling your mind to just relax and float, bro. That ain't even possible for me at this point as an adult. Like, my wife made sure that our kids were able to swim at an early age to where now they're just natural. Mm-hmm. Like, my daughter wants to actually try out for the swim team in middle school next year. They're just natural now. But it's like, bro, growing up, my parents were the ones that always instilled that fear. What if something happens? Mm-hmm. What if you drown? What if you this and that? So I'm terrified of the water. I've been on boats. I've been on all these different things. But it's like, even in the back of my mind, I'm like, please don't turn over. Mm-hmm. Please don't this and that. Because I'm going to have a heart attack. So to answer your question, the ocean.
I would say, and I guess because I'm not saying I'm terrified of space. I think space is very intriguing. I just think that it's so massive. Like, I feel like we could possibly explore the ocean, the entire ocean floor, humanity could, before we could even explore the entire solar system like we would want to, because it's just so massive. Space scares me. It intrigues me more.
You know what? That's a great thought. I'm not hitting the button on you per se, but I'm going to hit the button for the audience in terms of, that's a great question.
I disagree.
Which one could be fully explored first?
I would say the ocean could, because we're here. We're already on. We don't have the capabilities right now to explore space. We can't. It's too far. It's too massive. If we get close to one of those huge planets like Jupiter, we're destroyed. The gravity is going to suck us in. We're done. I think that we've already had people who have explored, like I said, James Cameron. He's gone down to the depths where not the Titanic. Oh, he may have gone to the Titanic. If I think about it, but he has gone down. He has that ship, that little vessel. Now it was just him, but he had that vessel. Now, not saying that it could not be recreated, massive and things like that, but I would say that would be more attainable than having us create a ship and exploring the solar system.
That's fair. And that's kind of why I was hitting the button, because I'm saying to myself, I'm like, there's not a recorded document or documentary or anything of that nature where the bottom of the ocean has been measured. Mm-hmm. So it's like, even though he went that deep, we don't know if that's as deep as it gets.
Okay.
Because physics tells you the further down you go, it's like you're, and it's the same aspects of space in a sense.
I think they sent probes down there, though. I think they sent, I'm going to have to look it up. I think they sent something, and they were able to, like, now a person couldn't go, but they were able to send like an unmanned vehicle down there to explore. I think it's the Mariana. It's like the deepest part.
Look, you got me getting ready to do some research. I'm intrigued by this
because I know this is supposed to be a 15-minute thing, but this guy, when it comes to like space and stuff like that, it gets my brain going. There's a video, I'm gonna send it to you. It just shows you, it's a size comparison video I've seen on YouTube, how deep everything is. Mm-hmm. There's also a video that, and it shows you about just a size comparison video, and it starts from like the smallest atom, and it expands all the way to the the universe, and it shows you where we're at, and it shows you how massive we are. And I'm gonna say this, and then we can be done with it. This is how I think of us. Go to the biggest beach that you can ever go to. We are, and I say we, meaning planet Earth, on the biggest beach in comparison to the universe. We're the smallest sand pebble there. That's how massive the universe is. Like it will blow your mind. So when people think that we're the only intelligent species in the universe, I was like, that's impossible. I'm sorry.
I don't know. That I don't agree with.
Agree with. I'm sorry.
I will say.
Will we see aliens anytime soon? Probably not. Because have you?
I mean, you saw the video the other week out there in Vegas. Now, old buddy looked like he was straight out of Men in Black. I was like, man, look, y'all gotta quit playing. Yeah. I don't know if that's a hoax or what, old buddy, just chilling in the back.
You'd be surprised, but speaking of aliens, don't forget Secret Invasion came out. That's the new. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna go check it out because, you know me, when it comes to Marvel.
Look, and we're gonna have to do another episode because I keep hearing bad things about Flash.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, but we'll save it.
Streets are telling me it ain't looking too good.
I almost went yesterday for $5 Tuesday, but I was like, you know what? I'll save my little $10. That? Yeah,
I didn't know they still do $5.
That's what I've been waiting.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Times is hard. I didn't know they still do.
Look, you was here that episode I was talking about inflation. It's still real.
Yeah, bro. All about $5 Tuesday.
Me and Peyton went to the movies out St. Matthews. I forgot what we went to go see. And bro, I spent like $50-something because he loves popcorn, so he's gonna go through a large by himself. So by the time we got tickets, popcorn, drinks, I'm like, bro, $50, and it's just me and him. I was like, I can't imagine if I took all of us.
Took everyone. You guys go see Little Mermaid or something. That's a $200 ticket right there.
I'm like, nah, we going to $5 Tuesdays on Baxter, and I did everything we need to do for $20.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I have not been to the movies. The last movie I went to go see was Guardians of the Galaxy in theaters. Okay. In theaters. Now, I've seen John Wick and all that
I still
stuff.
ain't seen that one yet. We went and saw Transformers last
I haven't seen that. I heard good things, though.
Transformers was dope.
Yeah, it was
dope.
The next movie I'm going to go see is the Mission Impossible.
Okay.
Mission Impossible. I think I'm going to wait to Flash because it ain't look too good.
Yeah. So real quick, you said people's minds would be blown if they really put in perspective where we're located in terms of the solar system and things like that.
And I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna drop that video so you can see it because it really opened my mind up because I was having a bad time. I seen this video a couple years ago, and I was just having a bad day, and I'm talking about I'm emotional, like crying, I'm just like, man, why is nothing going right for me? Type saying, and it really puts stuff into perspective. Like, man, dude, in the grand scheme of things, this little issue I'm having, this is nothing. This is nothing to me. The world, the universe is going to move on. You need to get on your shit, get on your game. Excuse my language, but you need to get on it and get it moving. And that helped me out tremendously. So, yeah, it's definitely dope. It's definitely dope.
I got one for you. Have you ever been on a cruise?
No, I have not, and that's my next major trip.
So I'm telling you, I've been laughing and joking. I'm looking forward to our trip because I'm telling you, and like I tell people, for those that have never been on one, the ship is so massive to where you don't even feel like you on the water. It's so many different things to do. It's nightclubs, casinos, theaters, name it, they got it. You can sit in your room and watch movies all day if you want to. It's endless.
So you won't
things to do.
You don't feel like you would get like I know like seasickness. Does that happen?
Once you go up top, you can tell that you're moving. At that point,
you can feel like okay,
have to adjust to it, or like they have a main cafeteria, or basically like when you go to the captain's dinner and things like that, it's a more private setup, fancy glasses, forks, this and that.
So you can
so
feel
there's
it.
windows,
okay, got you,
and you can see out into the water as you eat and things like that. So at that point, sometimes it does become a mind thing where it's like you're moving. Almost kind of like if you're standing on a skateboard or something.
Yeah.
Like you're moving, but once you get used to it, it's nothing. So the first couple of hours, it's kind of like, I gotta get used to this.
But then after that,
But after a while, it's like you don't even realize that you're on a boat. What I was getting ready to say was, what tripped me out. Now this goes back to your solar system thing. So the first night, everything is wound down. The people have ventured on inside because the pools and stuff had closed, all of that. But the bars and things are still open in certain locations where you can just go outside and just sit and chill or whatever. It's pitch black. You cannot see anything. There's no land. There's nothing in sight. So that's when you start putting in perspective how massive the ocean is. When you're standing there and you can't see anything, even though you're looking straight ahead, there's nothing there.
Nothing reflecting. There's no type of light.
Nothing there. The only thing you see is the ripples from where you're standing on the boat. And that's why I'm saying it's like, bro, like similar to your solar system thing. I was like, honestly, man, that might be another great topic. Like, in comparison, we already know in terms of discoveries, the telescope and this and that, you can try to see as far as the eye can tell you, as far as the lens is powerful enough to get
and
to.
And all that's just them really like hypothesizing what they think. They interpreting what they think they're seeing, because a lot of that stuff, man, it's so far away. Like, we're seeing stuff that's happened the light years, like 13 million light years. That means it's taken a year of time before this light has gotten to us. So 13 million years away, 13 million light years away, meaning something that happened 13 million years ago, we're just now seeing it. So whatever, say if it's a planet we're seeing, it's 13 million light years, that planet could be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So it's so wild to think that a solar system, you have your planets, and then you go out of the solar system, you get the galaxy, the little Milky Way galaxy. Everybody knows about the Milky Way galaxy, but then you go to it's wild. I would love to go on a cruise. That is, my dad had told me about this. I forgot the name of it, but he was like, "Oh man, if I ever go on a cruise again, this would be the only one I go to. It's everything." So that is my next trip, is to go on a cruise, and I'm going to experience that. I'm pretty sure I'll probably be a little nervous, just because pitch black anything,
bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's why I'm telling you that would be a great conversation. We ain't gonna keep repeating ourselves in terms of like, you're looking out into nothing.
The abyss.
All you just hear it. You can't even see the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so dark to where you cannot see water.
So this lets me okay. Glad you brought that up. These individuals in this submarine, I'm pretty sure they probably have lost power.
Pure blackness, bro.
Pure blackness.
Nothing.
That's all that they and you know, I'm pretty sure at this point they probably are losing some type of sensory. They're having some type of sensory deprivation. I would not wish this on my worst enemy.
Anybody, bro. I'm telling, like, bro,
So,
you are just
you're
in darkness.
It's pitch black. You got 4 other people in there. You guys are waiting to die. That is the scariest, one of the scariest ways to go. I'd rather just go shoot me or stab me or choke me out, do something, you know. But I just gotta wait here and die with 4 other people.
That's wild, bro. That's
But people
wild.
still gonna get them jokes off, bro. Unfortunately,
Definitely.
They'll get them jokes
Definitely.
off, bro.
Good conversation.
Oh yeah,
man. Great conversation.
I know. We said it was gonna be 15 minutes, but
We at 41 and
we
counting.
do this every time we start talking, and it one takes us to another level, and then we'll go off on a tangent, and then boom, that's just
Yeah, and that's perfect for closing, because that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm trying to figure out what's gonna make the algorithms and all the things that people want to sit and listen to, what's gonna make it tick.
Mm-hmm.
Because YouTube made an announcement. It hasn't hit the United States yet. I believe it's overseas so far, but the requirements to monetize off of your content went from 1,000 subscribers down to 500.
So if you get 500, you can actually start to make
500 subscribers, and then you have to have like 3,000 hours of watch time. So they're going to ensure that
people are watching. These
people are
500 are
watching.
watching it too. Okay.
So just to put things in perspective, right now I'm at 370 subscribers, and I have like 2,200 hours of watch time.
Okay.
So I'm saying to myself, it's like, okay, with that announcement, you're like right on the cusp of at least checking off the 500 subscribers requirement. So what is it that I'm going to have to do to make people engage with the channel, want to come to the channel, pick up the algorithms to where YouTube promotes it and pushes it for me? That's why I'm telling people, hit the thumbs up. That matters. I see where people are watching. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'd rather you hit the thumbs up. Even if you don't even look at the full videos, listen to the full episode, hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, because that's going to show YouTube that people are tuning in and they're going to push it.
I see you on other social media and stuff, and I respect that as it's dope. Are you back on Twitter?
I have a Twitter for I Respectfully Disagree, but I don't get on it other than when I just post an episode. I might have to get back on there and start engaging.
It's a different. It's just another. It's another way to get you, promote the channel and things like that. But it's also a way to promote it for people who are just across the globe. I mean, I have followers and I have people I follow. I've never met in person, but we're friends. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope because Twitter is. I don't know. I prefer it, but yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
You definitely, hey, man,
I tried the
subscribe.
TikTok route, and I'm just like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm burnt out. I'm tired of trying to dance in here with my kids and everything. I was like, nah, bro, I'm sick of that.
Hey, bro, you can't dance. Hey, bro, I be looking up, oh my goodness,
Just stiff, big back for no reason.
Yeah, we gotta unbig those backs,
Man,
man. We gotta unbig.
I'm
those
going to the
backs.
gym today.
That's
Look, that's what's wrong with people, bro. You got a vacation coming up. You want to wait till 3 days before you go.
You know, if I let me go and hit this gym real quick, do about 50 push-ups. I'm good with a little baby oil.
No, I'm gonna be
on.
walking around that cruise looking like Winnie the Pooh, man.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm at a point where I know I gotta get in the gym. I know that, but man, I'm not about to do it today. Home Run Burger, Five Guys.
Man, I pulled up at Five Guys yesterday. It was amazing.
Have they built the new one up?
It ain't open yet.
It ain't open
We
yet?
got one right up the street coming. It ain't open yet.
Man,
That's a whole nother conversation. I'm going to have to share my journey with y'all. I was supposed to do the 30-day no meat challenge. I lasted 2 weeks.
So that's what that was about.
So round of applause. I lasted 2 weeks, okay? I had to get a burger yesterday. But anyways, man, y'all go hit that like, share, subscribe, man. Y'all tune in to the channel, man.
Yes.
Go follow the Instagram. I Respectfully Disagree. I'm going to post a picture of the shirt that he
Buy the
asked
shirts,
for.
man. They're dope.
Because this shirt that he, I don't even have it. And now
dope,
I want
man.
one.
It's dope. I can't wait.
So that's fire, bro. Like I said, man, y'all tune in, tap in. Y'all let us know what y'all thoughts are. First of all, prayers to those, hopefully, some news is gonna come across here where they're saying, you know what, all the safety devices and everything triggered, it floated to the top. They were able to save them, do whatever they got to do. I hope so. Like, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, man, just for society in its own self, bro, like, we got to, everything can't be a joke. Like,
Agreed.
We're laughing, we're getting it. I mean, at the end of the day, we're human. So if something is humorous, you can't help but to chuckle on the inside. But it's like, in reality, come on, man.
We got to do better, people. We got to do better.
Definitely. So, again, man, hopefully we get some good news here in the next 24 hours. We'll find out. But in the meantime, man, we are out. Peace.
All right.
Ass toasted, no competition. I'm Misha Coasting. I feel